Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Kicks and Cup podcast, a podcast that unites checkered flags and offside flags. I just finished watching the Liverpool Aston Villa game, and it was level score as both teams took a point each at Villa Park. And as frustrating as it was watching this game, I think it is a good point to get. We have been playing games thick and fast, and I know this is not an excuse, but this week at least should have been a break for us if it wasn't for Aston Villa also making it to the top 8 in the UCL league phase. We knew since December at least that one of the weeks where the Champions League knockout games would be played will be the Everton game. But like this game was preponed because we made it to the Carabao Cup final, and the fixture of that particular weekend was this game. And since both teams did not have a midweek game, we played it now. So now, as for the performance, like I know Aston Villa have been a bit hit and miss this season with their form, but on their day, they are a strong side, and it showed. I still think we could have and should have converted some of our chances in the first half, but the two goals that we conceded gave Villa room to grow into the game, and it made the second half more tough for us. I think if even if we had gone into the halftime level, or if we would have gone into the halftime ahead of Villa, this would have been a very different game, and the result would have been very, very different. Now, more on Liverpool performance, I think it is fair to say that both Jota and Nunes have shown that they are not clinical enough. Like, Jota has his availability problems, and when he returns from injury, it is always like a little bit floppy with his form. And Nunes is Nunes, but I still think that the way Villa started in that first half, we would have benefited if Nunes started. But like it's like hindsight is 2020. The first goal that we conceded, I would say, was Zoboslai's fault. Like why try to keep the ball alive and not let, like, just protect the ball and let Allison kill the chance. Instead, what he does is a half-assed clearance that goes straight to the Aston Villa player, and he just buries the chance. But we win together and we lose together, so it is what it is. But like the I think the years of City domination have made it really seem like you cannot win the league without a point tally of less than 90. 80 something score is not good enough, and therefore I can understand why it would seem like as if the title is slipping from our hands. And of course it is not over till it's mathematically over. Okay, trust me, as a Liverpool fan, I know, having lost the league title at 97 and 93 points, I know there have been times when even 90 plus points have not been enough. But this season is different. City is not in the title race, and we do have a cushion of 7 points. Like, worst case scenario, okay? If starting this weekend, if Arsenal match every result from now, which is like this weekend, until they play the game in hand, which we played this midweek. Okay, if both teams get similar, exact same results, okay, we will still have a 7 point lead. If they win the game in hand that they have, we will still have a 5 point lead over them. And another thing is that both teams from next week on will have the same number of games. They will have the same Premier League games, and if they are playing Champions League fixtures, is going to be similar depending on how far both the teams go in the Champions League. The only extra game we are playing is the Carabao Cup final. So Yeah, our Champions League fixtures would be the same midweek games for as long as both the teams are in the tournaments, and both the teams do not have FA Cups unless our opponents on certain game weeks of like the FA Cup, which is I think essentially just the FA Cup finals. So if in that game week we our opponents of that particular game week make it to the FA Cup final, I don't see much of fixture change for both the teams. So I think in that aspect, Liverpool and Arsenal for the title have pretty similar, and I think whatever advantage of like changed fixtures and everything that could have played into the title race, I think it is done now. The only thing that can affect is if one of the teams, not saying which one, I'm not even trying to imply one or the other, saying if both the teams do not go as far into the Champions League as the other. So that is the only thing that can make a difference in the title race now. So, like I know it might seem like the title is slipping, okay, that we are dropping points every other game, but this season is different. Also, I think before we start asking for slots head and like start slagging off some players for their performance, which because I've already seen it is happening on Instagram and Twitter, like Liverpool specific pages, like people are literally asking for like they're blaming slot, they're like, oh, Nunes is done, Jota is done, and like I can understand those frustration. But before we just blindly start doing that, let's just remember two things. First is each of these players that you might be slagging off today have contributed in one way or another to where Liverpool are right now in each competition. Okay, in the Premier League, if you think that oh Nunes is shit and everything, Nunes was the one who won us the Brentford game. Or Jota missed some chances. Jota is not clinical enough, and like Jota should be sold and everything. Yeah, a decision for their future is a conversation for the summer, but Jota won us the Crystal Palace game. So all of these players have contributed in one way or another to our success till now. Second is, I think Liverpool fans do not realize that the worst result for us has been a draw. If it is, referee decisions, or we are not at our best and like we give a poor performance, whatever it is, whatever the circumstances are, or any particular Premier League game weekend, our worst case scenario has been a draw. If we are not playing well, it's a draw. If we are down a man against Fulham, it was a draw. If the refs are being, Everton was a draw. Like, whatever are the circumstances, we still come away with 1 point. I'm not lying, and maybe in the next episode when Neil is here, he can attest to this, because I was talking to him during halftime and I said, I know we will get a draw, but I want us to win. I knew even at halftime, I knew that we will get a draw, but I wanted the 3 points. So like just take stock of the season we've had so far. We've had exactly one loss in each competition we were in, and I would say only the FA Cup game seems, as of right now, the most punishing one. The Premier League one against Nottingham Forest, at least right now, after having played 26 games, feels like an anomaly, but it might change as season progresses based on how results go for us. So before some sections of this Liverpool fans start this nonsense of being like irrational and expecting perfection from every single game, start going off about our managers and players, please remember these things. You won't win every single game in the season, and even at our worst, we are still picking up points. So that's all I wanted to say about this game. City away coming this week. Hopefully, we get the 3 points there. The only thing we can control are our results. Worst case scenario is that the league winner will be decided at Anfield when Arsenal visit us. So Chin up, Reds. We got this. Thank you everybody for listening to this episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, okay? What did you think of this match? And who do you think wins the Premier League this year? So, until next game week. Bye.